Alright guys, so it's been a few days, didn't get as much done as I wanted to, but Grayson got his G.I. Joe body painted. Could also be called Rambo, but whatever. That truck, his body turned out really cool, and I actually really like it. But that's beside the point. So back to working on my Clod, and we're at step 9, so I'm going to take you through the axle building. And so I got all my parts laid out for step 9 and step 10 here, and except for the screws, which I got to dig out, and we're going to go ahead and get that done. Shock pliers to the rescue, because these pesky E-clips that go flying all over the room, and they don't give you any extras and whatever. Anyway, this one got bent out of shape, and I've just about got it back into shape, and it's clipped on there nice and firmly. And yeah, I can turn it in the groove, but it ain't gonna pop off of there. So little tip, just use your the holes up here on the top of your shock pliers. If you bend that E-clip out of shape a little bit and just kind of go around it, and I can't do it one-handed, but go around it and grab it, and it works really good. All right, got the two halves of the first gearbox together. And so now we'll go ahead and start assembling the gears. These go together pretty easy, but they got those pesky E-clips, and those kind of suck. But yeah, other than that, they're pretty easy to work with. Alright, it's been probably a week since I've been able to touch this thing, and so I can't remember exactly where we left off. I don't remember if I left you before I had gotten the gear cases ready to assemble. This of course does not have the gears in it yet, but I did set everything together just to make sure it all fits okay, and it does. So I'm finishing up this second one here, and then we'll be ready to put the gears in. Haven't had the problems with the E-clips on this one bending, or on this side, but yeah, so basically you just got to put an E-clip on there, you put the washer on, and you got to make sure your bearings or bushings, whatever you happen to be using, I'm using bearings, sealed bearings, are on there. You just slide your axle through, and then put the washer and the E-clip on the other side, and then there are 4 holes in there. There's 4 holes in there, and you bolt them together, one on each side. You just got to make sure you put them on the right case half, and then you're ready for gears. All right, so got both sides together, and ready to throw the gears into. So now comes time to do step number 12 here, where we get the gears out, we put the bearings in, and bust out the grease and get everything ready to go. In 13, you build the spider gear assembly and throw that in there. But yeah, coming right along. All right guys, so when you're putting these gearboxes together, don't do like I did and forget this little black spacer. This is B12 on the parts tree. And you got to cut it off the parts tree, and it goes in behind this bearing in the center area there between the two, and just gives something else for the shaft to ride on. So now I got to pop the bearing back out and put that back in there. Not a big deal, but just don't forget it like I did. All right, got this half of the gearbox together, and just need to put the top on it. And here's why I don't typically use Tamiya grease, because I really like to grease things when it comes to transmissions like this. And 1 tube of grease was just barely enough to get a minimal amount of coverage on this. You know, it's all in preference, I guess, but I'm from the automotive world, where you can't go wrong with too much grease when it comes to this stuff. So I don't know, but yeah, time to put this half of the case together, and then just repeat for the other side. Anybody see what I did wrong here? now I've got to backtrack and take this whole entire thing apart, because this goes backwards and the other way. So it'll go in there. Dang it, get out of there. It'll go in there from this side with the nub sticking out like that. And there's no way of really getting the E-clip in there. So I gotta take this whole dang thing back apart. Learn from my mistakes, don't make them yourself. Okay, problem solved. But just don't do what I do. Alright guys, got both gearboxes together and ready to go. And so basically now comes time to put the motors in. And so what we're gonna have to do is well, the motors need to be broken in, and so I need to figure out which one's going to be front, which one's going to be back, forward, reverse rotation, whatever. I guess we can put it together and do run it with no load on it, with no wheels on it, to break them in. So to put them together that way, you have to set your pinion depth using that tool. And it's cool that Tamiya gives you that, so that way you don't screw things up. Do have to put your own set screws in so see right there in the divider, you got the set screw to go into the pinion gear there. And so there's that, and you want to make sure you put Loctite on that so that doesn't back out on you. But anyway, so I'm going to get everything ready here, put the motors in, and then we're going to call that an episode. If there's any issues as far as like putting the pinion on, I will show you. But I don't think there's going to be. The only thing I've got to get out, or left to get out, is the two spacers right here that go inside of there. And yeah, that should be about it. Screws go through the motor cover on the outside. You got some support rods running through, and your screws go directly into your motor. One thing you got to do, I believe, before you put them in is I do have to put these pieces on and figure out how they go. So yeah, moving right along. Well, hold that thought, because the captured nut is supposed to go inside the transmission. I've got to pull them both back apart. That's where I'm going to end the video, because I'm pretty disgusted with myself right now. So next video you see, we'll be putting the motors on, getting everything ready to go. I had to come out into the garage and have a smoke because I'm so disgusted with this stupid thing right now. But that's life. That's the fun in doing these things, I guess. And I'm just gonna try and laugh it off and go start over here again in a little bit. Pull the screws back apart and pull the put that captured nut in there. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. And don't forget that we have a merch shop now, iowabudgetrcbashers.com. So go check it out. Grab a t-shirt, hat, sweatshirt, whatever. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.